Why, hello there, villains and ventriloquists alike. Shams Nelson here from Pen and Blade, the collaborative world building community. Yes, I said it this time. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Udemy course that I'm developing. Where is that outline? And the next thing we have on our agenda, as I talked about the method overview in the last video, is the construction. And I'm going to put the face basics and advanced in this overview video together. And just kind of, I've done this a million times. I've drawn these kind of faces a million times. Actually, I've added some stuff on the advanced one. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea, and I was actually just going to shade in the regions with two different colors. So the way I like to start is with the eye sockets, and I think this breakdown really, one of the things I want to focus on is that you can use straight lines and then curve them to make sure you get better accuracy. So for instance, we got some lines. This underneath. Okay, so we got some line. So this kind of, actually I should put it on top. That kind of shape is what we're thinking, but then we end up drawing something more like that. But keeping in mind this line, so this one's bent slightly back, so this is bent slightly back, this is bent like that, so this has to be bent like that, will help us, get that symmetry even in with strange shapes. While if you do a circular shape without thinking of the angles first, you'll be less likely to get a symmetrical face, which is pretty important to making your drawing look like you intended it to be the way it is. One of the things I didn't mention at the beginning is that I'm making these videos for feedback. So if you haven't been watching the whole series, really want to hear what you think and how helpful these tips are. And, does this advanced construction, could it use a little more detail, is one of the things I wanted to get into. Should I go full on with the advanced construction and get into details like this? Or should there be a third level of instruction, so it'd be like basic, something, and then advanced? Or, I should come up with better names, I think. It should be like Squire, Knight, and Master level. See, so you could go into more detail like this, and the chin actually is divided into two segments, so you can think about it like that. But I don't think that's really helpful unless you're trying to do a butt chin, so I'd probably leave that out. But let's see, what other details could there be? Should we put the eye socket in the construction phase? Probably, and that might be a more advanced one. But not eyelids and stuff like that, right? Or would that be the final segment in the advanced one? No, I'm going to leave that for its own feature. But the eyeball itself, and I should actually do some more research on exactly how does it sit in the eye socket, because I've kind of just gone with that, but I don't really understand the mechanisms. Like where is it resting? Is it resting in this corner, in that corner? Does it matter? Do you think that matters, you guys? Is that interesting to you if I was to find that information? And then, assuming it's a guy, do we need any, stuff down there? I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave the neck pretty simple. But let me know what you think if you wanted that stuff. And should we, in the ear construction? The ear should have its own construction, right? I'll have to figure out how to simplify the ear, how to break it down. So should there be 3 levels? Should there be 2? And, see, at this stage you could keep adding details like that. Alright, and yeah, so that's one of my main questions. And also, I know you guys have seen a lot of these videos, so if you have any thoughts or comments on this process, then let me know. I guess right now what I will do is draw one of these faces, just in case you're new here. This is one of the first videos of mine you've seen, so that you can get an idea of how I go about creating this construction method. So Fantastic Anatomy method, I made that one purposefully wide because I wanted to keep it, make it so that people feel like, okay, my drawing I don't have to focus on proportion, because I should practice what I preach. So I'm going to make this one too tall, alright? I like to put a little bit of a guideline, but just roughly. And then, so here's the part where I would just kind of go in and draw the first eye socket and then match it. But what I want people to think about is there's 4 angles to the eye socket. It's usually like this. Let's see how I've twisted this one to make it more expressive, and he looks a little angry now already. So that's going to help me get an interesting expression on my character's face at the end. Next, I got to put in the nose. And so in the simple one, you just do something like that. And then to take it to the advanced level, you just decide something like that. And you can also, you could experiment there too. Let's try that. So these are all little choices you make. They're little like micro decisions, and you don't have to know what the character is going to look like at the end. You can just kind of decide as you go along. Like, let's give him a square chin. And then so this would be the simple. So let's go to simple and then add advanced. So I added one advanced segment, which is that extra part of the nose. We'll just leave that. And then this comes down like that. That comes down like that. This goes up and this goes up. That's pretty much the basic form. So then we did the nose. We're going to add the upper lip. We're going to add an upside down U shape to differentiate where the bottom of the lip and this little dip. We could even shade that in. We already did the nose. There's a muscle thing that goes from here. I'm going to have it just go kind of up there in the middle. And I think that's nice because it can help you decide where to make subtle changes in the jaw. You see what I'm saying? Because you could do the jaw like that, and if it's an anime style or something, then you might want to go that route. But if you're starting to trying to understand the nuances of the face, you find there's a dip somewhere here, and so that line can help differentiate that, because there's a muscle, basically the jaw's under here, and this is a muscle that connects the jaw, mastoid process I think it's called. So I like to add it, and I feel like it also adds a construction element to like right here, because there can be a shadow under this area. So I guess that would be also another thing, shading. Okay, interesting. We'll have to see what that looks like when we get to more advanced parts of the curriculum. And then there's one line up here to differentiate the top, and then usually once I make that line, I realize that I've made the head probably more rounded on top than I want it to be, and the apex is not centered. So I do like to have that line, and then between around here and here you put the ear. But you don't have to, because this is fantasy, so I'm going to make my ear smaller. Okay, and I like to do, maybe I'm just going to have that be the construction. 1, 2, 3. What do you guys think of that for the ear? 1, 2, 3. And then if you want, you add another thing there, you add a little thing there, you change that. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bow. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the thing. You choose a point down here. Okay, so we're going to do the neck real quick. Make 2 little lines like that. Choose a point down there. Connect up here by the jaw, or you can make it a skinnier neck, whatever you want. Bring 2 straight down, 2 going out like this, and there'll be a whole neck section later on, but just to get to the basic construction, and then connect those 2 dots, and you've got your bust area. Then let's say we're going to go just a little bit further, put the eyeball in, and just so you can see what it might look like once you start to, actually build the face out. There you go. Oh yeah, and then the more advanced construction down here, you're going to cut out 2 little pieces like that. And then we're going to wrap under a little. Anyways, I'd have to do a new layer. I don't want this to get too in depth because we're trying to take it step by step. So yeah, let me know what you think of that construction process. Is it beginner friendly? If not, how could it be more beginner friendly? Should I make a step by step, like do that first, then do the top, then put a line for the chin, then do this and this? Would that be very helpful? I don't like to constrain people into a, very rigid thing, but if that's actually helpful, then I'm happy to provide like a step by step. Make this line, make that line. Blaggity blue, blappity bitty. All right, cool. So I think that's it. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and that's it. Peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone. I said, peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone. Ahem.